any question, or if you want to recite from any part of Quran, inshallah together we will resolve if there is any problem. And also another thing is that after the recitation of the Holy Quran, each day I will do recitation, some verses of the Holy Quran, and I will mention the number of ayah and also the name of surah. And after that, inshallah, today we will start from the zeroest part of the tajweed. Inshallah, all range of the people they can use from this program. So by your permission, I will start the recitation of the Surah Al-Furqan. Excuse me, ayah number 61. Of course, in my Quran, that is with the font of Uthman Taha, page number 365. So open your Quran and please accompany me. That is Surah Al-Furqan, ayah number 61 and page number 365. Thank you very much. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة لمن أراد أن يذكر أو أراد شكورا. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. وعباد الرحمن الذين يمشون على الأرض هونا وإذا خاطبهم الجاهلون قالوا سلاما. والذين يبيتون لربهم سجدا وقياما والذين يقولون ربنا اصرف عنا عذاب جهنم إن عذابها كان غراما إنها ساءت مستقرا ومقاما والذين إذا أنفقوا لم يسرفوا ولم يقتروا وكان بين ذلك قواما والذين لا يدعون مع الله إلها آخر ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله ولا يقتلون النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ولا يزنون ومن يفعل ذلك يلقى أثاما صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم الشريف. Alhamdulillah, inshallah, today we will start the lesson of Tajweed. Inshallah, the first step, of course, in the recitation, we will say the elementary stage. So we will prepare the reciters for Tajweed level 1 and Tajweed level 2 and then Tajweed level 3, inshallah. As many of our reciters requested to be very interactive, the program, inshallah, we will use the whiteboard to explain you the letters, the Arabic letters, and also how to write it. Especially, you can use also these methods when you are at home, and you can have your notebook or pens ready. Inshallah, a short while we will start the first lesson of today. That's about the Arabic alphabet, inshallah. So, of course, we will start with the Bismillahi Ta'ala or Bismihi Ta'ala, inshallah. And as many of you will be aware about the Arabic alphabet, especially as you know, in Arabic language, in every language, we have the shortest member or the shortest element of language, that is alphabet. And alhamdulillah, so we will start with the harf, or we say in English letter. And as many of you will know about the harf, that is especially the letter we say in English, and the shortest part of the language is harf, and the plural of harf is huruf. Maybe these words I will use during the teaching, so you have to know what is harf and what is huruf. Huruf is plural of the harf, so harf means letter, when we use letter, and that is letters. In Arabic language, so we have the shortest part of the language, that is harf, and the plural is huruf. So these words or terminologies we will use, so you have to be careful about these things. So the first letter, as would be many importance for many of you, of course we spoke about this part. Also that is mentioned alif, and some researchers they mention hamza. So also today we have to know what is the difference between alif and hamza. Of course, some of you maybe say the first letter in Arabic language is alif, and some of you will say hamza. Of course, both of you have your reason. So, and inshallah, another thing also you have to know, that is about the form of each letter, because this will help you, because many of you live here and maybe you don't know anything about the letters, about the form of letters. Of course, this will help you, dear viewers. Inshallah, with the whiteboard we have here, we will show you the design of letters, how to write the letters, and which type of especially movements you have to use, how many movements you have to use. As you see, alif, if we use alif, and of course when we write alif, at the same time we have to use another thing, that is the line, the standard line, to write the letters on it. So here, as you see, I have showed the line. So this line shows that we write the letters on it. Maybe some letters, they are completely on this line, maybe some of them under this line, or maybe some of them half underline and half underline. So alif completely is on this line. As you see, we don't have anything lower than this line. So alif always, when we say that is the middle line of writing, so alif always is in the top part of the line. And how is to write the alif? Always you have to write alif from the upperward to the line. So in this case, so you use from this part, using, and this part. That is the way of writing alif. So you can write with me different type of alif, but in the same movement. So you have to use from here towards the line. Some of the students, maybe they will write from here to there. It's exactly alif, but it's not correct the way of movement. So you have to use from this part to the line, to the base. We say the base. This is baseline. We say that is baseline. So we write everything on it or under it. So that's about alif, the movement. And also you have to consider alif is straight, that is mustaqim, we say. So you can't say this is another baseline hour right here. We can't say this is alif. It's not possible, because it's not straight, it's not exactly the way of alif we wrote. So it should be amud. And another thing, that is also with the angle we have to do always, dear viewers. The angle between alif and the base is always 90 degrees. if of course many of you will learn something about the mathematics, it will help you. The angle should be 90 degrees. So it was about alif. If you want also you can write about alif, but inshallah in the lesson of long vowels and short vowels, inshallah I will explain more about alif. And another thing after the alif that is really important we have to know, that is again the line, the base line, and then the next letter, so that is letter ba. But before we go to the next letter, we have to know the three position of the letter alif. Alif has, every letter in Arabic language and especially in Quran has in three positions, three forms. So alif, of course, one of the difference between alif and hamza is that we don't have any word in Arabic language in Quran starting by alif, because alif is long vowel, so it doesn't come at the beginning. But when we have this, of course, when alif comes at the beginning, maybe it comes in these shapes I will write to you. So maybe it is with hamza on it, or under it, or again on it, with short vowels. But we don't pronounce alif, we pronounce hamza. We pronounce hamza in this case. If a word is starting with this shape, we pronounce hamza. We don't pronounce alif. So at the beginning of a word. And another thing, dear viewers, we have to know alif, when it is at the beginning, it doesn't connect or join with another letter because of its figure, because of its shape. Alif doesn't connect with another letters. So always alif at the beginning is like this, and then any other letter we join or we add to alif would be like this. For example, when we add ra, or when we add another letter, mim for example, this is just adding, but we can't add like this. It's not possible to add ra here. It's impossible. So after alif, dear viewers, we don't add or join any other letter, because alif with its special characteristics doesn't accept another letter after it joining with alif. So after alif we don't join any other letters. But the letter before alif, some letter before alif join with alif. For example, when we write this word ba, of course this is ba at the beginning, but this is alif. This is alif. And another thing also, dear viewers, when we write alif at the beginning, so we have to start from here. The movement is from up to down. But when we want to join some letters before alif, for example, ba to alif, so in this case we have this movement. We have this movement from ba to alif. Good. So, and the letters, some letters they join with alif, and some letters they don't join with alif when alif come after it. For example, letter ra, we don't join alif with the letter ra, and alif comes here. When alif doesn't join with the letter ra, it has this movement, but at this time we have to start from up to down. Why? Because alif doesn't join with the letter ra, and in this case we use from this spot to this spot. And always you have to know this is 3/4, always 3 part for the letter alif. We use 3 part. Inshallah, I will let you know about this 3 part. What does this 3 part mean? We use for another letters, inshallah. So about letter alif. So in some researchers, some scholars at Quranic studies, they say the alif is the first letter, and some of them they say the alif is not the first letter and the first letter is hamza. So they have their opinion, of course, because alif doesn't come at the beginning. Alif just come in the middle and at the end of a word, like e and u. So, and another thing is for alif and hamza, hamza comes at 3 positions. So let's go for the hamza, dear viewers. And the hamza we will write in different shape, but one shape is like this, as the especially one circle, but not completely one circle, half a circle. One shape is like this, and another shape is like this. There's another shape, so it has 4 movements, and I will show you the movement. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These are the movement of ayn and also hamza, both of them the same, because it's the head of hamza, or the head of ayn, and this is also hamza. So in these 2 shapes we have letter hamza, and of course hamza is one of the guttural letter. So hamza is the first letter in the Arabic language. So in this case we have just a circle and this way. So in this shape we have 2 movement, but in this shape we have 4 movement. So both of you can use. Of course, for many of the reciters this shape is really simple, but you have to know a standard shape is this. So 1 movement, 2 movement, 3 movement, and 4 movement for the letter hamza. And for the letter hamza in another shape that is really simple, so we have 1 movement and 2 movement. That is the second way, or with 2 movement. So hamza comes at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of a word. For example, we have this word we say amara. So in this case we have, some of you maybe you will say that is alif. Of course that is in the shape of alif, but we don't pronounce alif, because the pronunciation of alif is because it's 2 fatha. But here we pronounce, in the place of alif we pronounce hamza, and hamza accompanied by fatha. So we say amara. So in this case we have hamza at the beginning of a word. And another, we say, another example, we have sa'ala. In this case you see, dear viewers, we have hamza in the middle. So we say sa'ala. We have hamza in the middle. So of course we don't pronounce this alif. We don't say sala, or we don't say here amara. We say sa'ala. And another example at the end, we say qara'a. Also here we don't pronounce alif, we pronounce hamza. So hamza comes at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. In the beginning, in the middle, at the end. Hamza comes at 3 positions. And of course you see the way of writing hamza, the standard way. So that is 1, in some way 2, 3, and then 4. That is the form of hamza. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the movement we use for letter hamza. Of course, dear viewers, if you have any questions, so you can call and of course, inshallah, by the help of Allah Jalla Jalaluhu, we'll let you know, and inshallah we'll answer you if there is any problem. So just call to the Al-Furqan program. Another thing also you have to know, dear viewers, about letter Hamza. Sometimes we have Hamza in some words. Before we use this example, you have to know, for example, when we use this example, maybe for some of you, dear viewers, you don't know the meaning of this sign, that is sakin, or also this harakat, short vowels, this dhamma, kasra, and also again dhamma. So in this case, we have here also waw, and also hamza, and a sign that is sukun. So the sign of sukun, I will write big sign here that is like this. That is the sign of sukun. Also in another category is like this, very shorten of jim, like that, the head of jim. So in this case, dear viewers, we don't pronounce letter waw, and in the place of letter waw we pronounce hamza. So we don't pronounce waw and we pronounce hamza. So you see, hamza comes in the middle of a word, that is mu'minu. Mu'minu. Good. So you know about Hamza. Hamza comes in 3 positions, and the form of Hamza, and of course in different position also you have to know. When Hamza, dear viewers, comes at the beginning of a word, as I mentioned, it comes with alif. It could be in 3 ways for letter Hamza. So Hamza will come in this case. Hamza is at the beginning, as I mentioned for you. For example, amara. Or for this part also, I will write examples for you. It's better for this type. We have amara. For this, when it has fatha, kasra, and dhamma. Of course, we will inshallah explain about short vowels, that is fatha, kasra, dhamma. But of course we are explaining the form of Hamza, that is Hamza at the beginning in 3 ways, and also there are another ways for Hamza when it comes at the beginning. But in this case, Hamza comes with short vowel. Always we have to know at the beginning of a word should start with short vowel, and Hamza with short vowels comes in these 3 shapes. But we don't pronounce this alif, this alif, this alif. And in the place of this alif, we pronounce Hamza here, and Hamza here. An example, for example, we say amara. For this part, when we say, of course, you will recite ihdina, ihdina. So we have Hamza with kasra, ihdina. And for this we have another examples. Undur, unduru. Undur, we have here, that is amr. Undur, that is amr, that's obligation, so you have to do. If we say in this case undur, so we have Hamza with dhamma. So you see this short waw, that is dhamma. So in these 3 examples we have for Hamza. So that is Hamza with Fatha, Hamza with Kasra, Hamza with Dhamma. So if you have any question, of course, you can write to us to the email address of our program. And also, dear viewers, you can call to the program if you have any question. But pay attention, this program is especially, we are starting from the zeroest part of the recitation of the Holy Quran to show you how to write the letters and how to know the Arabic letters, the alphabet in Arabic language, and that is especially language of Quran. So that was for Hamza at the beginning. So another part also at the beginning for Hamza, when Hamza comes with the long vowel. When Hamza comes with long vowels, let me draw the line straight as a good line. So when Hamza is with long vowel of alif, so in this case Hamza doesn't join with the letter after it, so that it has, for example, Fatha, that is alif, because you know alif doesn't take any, dear viewers, alif doesn't take any sign. So here we say in this case so alif doesn't have this part. We have example of amanu when we say of course we don't recite this alif, that is just symbolic, so we say amanu. So you see, dear viewers, it is Hamza with the long vowel. So all this we say all this we say that's long vowel. Amanu. So Hamza comes with the alif. And when Hamza comes with waw, of course, in this case we have to join it, and some parts we have examples, especially joining with waw, and especially joining with yeah. Of course, that example was when we had Hamza in the place of waw. So also waw was joining with the letter before it. As here again I mentioned that Hamza at the beginning, when it comes with another word, if it comes after waw or after ya, usually we don't have those kind of examples, but you have to know Hamza at the middle and at the end. At the end, of course, it comes by itself, but at the middle it comes in the position of a word. For example, when we write this, we have Hamza here and Hamza accompanied by sukun. So in this case, of course, we don't join Hamza with any other letters, but waw joined with the mim before it. So we say mu'minu. We say mu'minu. Mu. We have Hamza, sakina, minu. And at the end, dear viewers, because I don't want to take your time too much, then we go to the at the end of a word Hamza. So we have like yasha'u, we have Hamza at the end. Of course, we have mad here, and you have to show that mad is separate from alif. So in this case, yasha'u, mad is separate, and mad is separate, and Hamza came at the end. So it was about letter Hamza. Of course, the shape of Hamza, inshallah, we will explain more. And then we go to another letter, that is letter Ba. That is the second letter in the Arabic language. So dear viewers, you have to again find out about this letter and find how we have to write the letter Ba. For the letter Ba, you have to count the movement we have how many movements for the letter ba. That is the first movement we are doing from that position to this position, and then the second movement from this position to this position, and then this movement. The three movement we have for letter ba. If you count the dot we use for the letter ba, so it could be four movement. The first movement is from 1/4 of 1/3. It's better 1/3 of alif. We use 1/3 of alif from as we wrote alif, so we can say the short alif. That is the short alif. We write from that position to this position. That's movement number 1. And then we use alif, but in this type, that is horizontally, not vertically. And then again, from this position to that position, we have another short alif. It's just as an example for you. So short alif, complete alif, short alif. 3 movements for the people they don't know anything about alphabet. And also with the dot we have here, so that is letter ba. That is in general, in total we have the letter ba. But we have to also know how we have to write the letter ba at the beginning of a word, in the middle, and at the end, inshallah. So again, I write to you the letter ba. In this case, you have to see how to write letter ba in 3 different movements. Number 1, number 2, and number 3. And if we count, the dot would be number 4 movements we use for the letter ba. So this will help you, dear viewers, because it will be really designed in your mind that the letter ba has 3 movement, and that is the straight movement, the fixed movement of the angle we use, because always you have to use this angle, dear viewers, and this angle with the letters when you are writing. This angle 90 and this angle 90. Of course, that is just the structure of the alif, but you may write like this. It's also acceptable for letter ba. And also some of them writing like this. It's acceptable for letter ba. But the correct way is like this. You have to know one movement, 2 and 3 and 4 dot. 1 from up to down on the line, just on the line, and then from line to the up. So that's 3 movement with dot, 4 movement. Of course, we accept these 2 kind of ba. But for a person who doesn't know anything about the Arabic language or about the letters, of course, this way is better, because that is fixed and that is straight from the one position to another position. That will help the viewers to design this kind of letters in the mind. So let's start the letter ba at the beginning of a word. Of course, alhamdulillah, this series of program will take times, but we do our best for our dear viewers to learn the letter ba and all letters by its design. So always we have to use the short alif, and then half of that alif we designed, and then you can join. So of course, because of the shape of alif, you can join to the letter after it. For example, for the letter alif, so that is ba, that is ba. So the movement is 1 half of the alif as in horizontally, and then ba. So that is the 3 with that movement. So joining ba with alif, and also you can join ba with another letter. For example, ba with nun. bun. That is ba with nun. And also you can use this type of writing of ba with another letters, as we write ba with waw, bu. So that is the three different type, but starting with letter ba, starting with letter ba, starting with letter ba. And then we have to also consider letter ba in the middle. Letter ba in the middle. When we have letter ba in the middle, of course the form is totally different. When we write the word of sababa, we have seen, and then we have, in this case, the same type, saba ba. You see, dear viewers, we have the head of sin and then ba in the middle. This is ba in the middle, and that is ba at the end. Ba in the middle, of course, it has one movement, 2 and 3. That is ba in the middle. Or if you write like another word, for example, saba. So in this case also you have ba, one movement, 2 and 3. That is letter ba in the middle. But of course, with some letters also ba doesn't join in the middle. For example, with waw, ra, zai, alif, ba doesn't join in the middle. I will write you another thing, that is for letter ba with letter ra. For example, when you write rabbana, so you will write like this, ra, ba, as we wrote at the beginning. Because if the letter ra doesn't join with the letter ba, so it is as it is in the beginning, rabbana. So in this case, so you see, letter ba is in the middle because it doesn't join with the letter ra. So rabba, rab, because we have shadda, rabbana. In this case, letter ba doesn't join with the letter before it, because if the letter has like this shape and alif, it doesn't join. For example, ra, zai, dal, dal, the letter like that doesn't join with the letter after it. And then we go to the letter ba at the end. Letter ba at the end has two forms, dear viewers. Letter ba at the end has two forms, joins and doesn't join. So I will write I will write here, inshallah, the one letter and another letter here for the letter ba. So ba at the end joined and ba at the end doesn't join. Example, for example, as I wrote for the letter before, sababa, that is letter ba, and that is another letter ba. So we have sababa. So letter ba joins. If letter ba joins, so we have this joined here. Join is with the letter before it. Could be anything. And if letter ba doesn't join, it is like the word rabbu. So we say rabbu. So letter ba is at the end, and it is as we wrote, as it is the general ba. so it doesn't join with the letter before it because of the shape of Ra. So, but in this case we have ba joined with the letter before it. It's also ba. It's ba in the middle, and it's ba at the end, and also we had ba here, we had ba in the beginning. So dear viewers, of course with this lesson, because it is very basic lesson of the teaching the alphabet, inshallah, we will continue with this lesson tomorrow. Also we are live from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Actually, you have to know we are live 4 days a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Fridays. And also the repeat of this program will be next day of each day. It will be at 7, I think. And inshallah, if you have any question and if you want to see again the program, so you can watch Ahlebait TV every day from 6 to 7, and the repeat would be 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. So if you have any question, dear viewers, of course you will have the email address of our program, and also you can call to program. But please help me during this period, of course. If you have any problem with the writing of the letters, please call me, and inshallah I will be at your service. Have a very good day. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, and Khuda Hafiz.